Stackbots is a fast and chaotic light strategy game where each player will use their army of bots to manipulate and destroy the stacks of their enemies. There are over 50 different game variations you can play, so you can increase the complexity of the game to suit you as you get more experienced, but we shall start with the standard single stack game. To set up, shuffle the deck and deal 9 cards out to each player, as well as 2 cards for their hand. Next, decide who is going first. Before we get started, let's take a look at some bot cards in more detail. Each card has 2 numbers on it. The bottom number is the rank of the card. This is used only for setting up deck building, so it can be ignored whilst playing the normal game. The top number is the power of the card. It is both its attack, how much damage it can deal every time it battles, and also its health, how much damage it can take before it is scrapped. Every bot does something different. Some cards have a one-off entry effect that happens when they first turn to face up or are played from hand, while others have damage abilities that trigger every time the bot damages another card, whether it is attacking or defending. Let's return to the game. The top cards of the stacks are always face up, so flip the top cards over now. At the start of your turn, you draw a card into your hand from the supply pile. There's no hand size limit. During your turn, you are free to do as much or as little as you like. As long as at least one card is destroyed, you must feed the scrap heap. The actions that you can make during your turn are as follows: playing cards, scrapping cards, and attacking. These actions can be done as many times as you wish, and in any order. Playing a card. Place a card from your hand onto the top of your stack, leaving the card below sticking out so that you can see what it is. If the card has an entry effect, this would now trigger. Scrapping a card. Take the top card of your stack and place it into the scrap heap. The top card of your stack must always be face up, so if it is face down, then it instantly reveals. You can also discard from your hand. Attacking. The top card of your stack battles the top card of a chosen opponent's stack. Each card will deal damage to the other equal to its power. Any card that takes enough damage is then destroyed. Here the opponent's core bot has taken 6 damage from your core bot and is destroyed, whilst your core bot receives 4 damage at the same time and survives. Once you've attacked, you may continue to attack with only that card this turn, as much or as little as you like, until it is scrapped, reset, or returned to hand. You don't have to remember how much damage a card has for very long, as all damage resets at the end of every player's turn, but if you like, you can use dice or counters to help keep track. Here's an example turn. You start with an attack, the opponent's card is destroyed, and your card takes 2 damage. Their top card turns to face up, and their entry effect triggers. Note that these effects happen regardless of whose turn it is. If you attacked again, you would take another 3 damage and be destroyed. So instead, you play a card from hand with an entry effect that destroys their card. Next, you scrap the card you just played so that you can attack again with the card below. Because their card has the bash damage ability, you also lose the bottom card of your stack when they damage you. You decide to end your turn, as attacking again would lose you your card. At the end of turn, any cards that have taken damage are healed, so your core bot will be fresh, ready for your opponent to retaliate. Your opponent draws a card. They choose to discard a card to feed the scrap heap, then play out a large card to defend. A stomp bot. They end their turn. As you can see, turns can vary greatly in length, and as you play more, you will learn when it is best to push the attack and when you should hold back and play defensively. Players continue to take turns until one player's stack has no cards remaining. Cards in the hand don't count. Next, we will take a look at a more advanced setup so that you can get an idea of what is possible with the game. Here we have a 3-player multi-stack game, where attacks and effects can target any of the stacks of your opponents. Additionally, we are using the reactive toggle, which means you can choose to play a card from your hand to defend yourself whenever you are attacked, which cancels the attack. You could also add things like the borderless toggle, where you can play onto your opponent's stacks, or increase the number of cards that have to feed the scrap heap each turn. There are many combinations and possibilities, and these variations can all be found on the website at stakbots.com. Look out for the standalone expansions that each add new game mechanics and game modes. These can be simply shuffled in, or you can deck build to create the most effective deck. We hope you enjoy playing the game.